I'm attempting to complete every single Gamecube game, and I'm using a random number generator to pick the next game. Last episode, we were competing in foot races in Rayman Arena, and in this episode, we're going to summon the Heart of the Cards and be playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Falsebound Kingdom. Yu-Gi-Oh! Falsebound Kingdom was released on December 5th, 2002, and was developed and published by Konami, back when they made games. This was one of my favorite games when I was a child, and I still think it holds up. Before we get started, make sure to like this video because it really helps the channel, and subscribe if you're new so you don't miss any of the future games. Without further ado, this is my experience with Yu-Gi-Oh! Falsebound Kingdom. In Yu-Gi-Oh! Falsebound Kingdom, we're going to go through the story mode to consider this one complete. I'm only going to go through Yugi's campaign for this video, but if it does well, I'll go through the other two campaigns and show everyone what those ones have to offer as well. The game starts with the first mission called War Campaign. We get some dialogue from Yugi and all of his friends as they arrive to Sick Labs. Everyone was invited because they invite the best of the best duelists to try out a new duel disc, which ends up being a simulation video game. So we're playing a video game inside of a video game. Inception. This simulation ends up going into lockdown and we get trapped inside the game. Like we're actually inside of the game. Yugi comes to and we meet our advisor, which is AI I think anyways, but he sort of just does whatever we need him to do. He has opinions and ideas, so this is very advanced AI. Anyways, he tells us that we're the leader of the resistance and we have to figure out the plan because we're attacking soon. At the beginning of each mission, it will show us where the mission is taking place by flashing green, and we get a chance to set our troops. Each unit has 3 monsters that you collect either by them roaming around, liberating towns, completing missions, or having new units join the resistance. Each monster can hold 3 items in battle. These can be healing items, reviving items, items that increase the monster's attack, among other things. At the beginning of the mission, it will show you how to win the mission and what can cause you to lose. Usually it's having Yugi's team wiped out or losing control of the main area. If you didn't know how this game works, it's similar to a real-time strategy game with turn-based battles. I would most compare it to something like Fire Emblem, but it's not exactly that. Anyways, there are usually multiple towns throughout each mission to capture. As I mentioned before, you can sometimes get monsters, but you'll always get gold and sometimes even items. When you capture these towns, it will cause enemy units to head to that town. This can be helpful or cause you to get overwhelmed. The unit's movement is based on the lead monster of that unit. Some of them will walk, fly, or swim based on what the monster is. It also determines the speed of the unit and even the size of them. Speed is usually the most important. When 2 units touch or a unit arrives at a city, you'll go into a battle. I'm going to try my best to explain the battle system here, because I won't be showing a lot of them after this. Each monster has action points determined by level and is shown using the yellow stars below each monster. Each monster can attack, defend, use an item, wait a turn, escape, and when they get high enough levels, some of them will even have special moves. The battle goes on until one of 3 things happen. First is all monsters are defeated on one side, then the battle ends. Next, if all the monsters use their action points, then the battle ends. And lastly, if you escape from the battle, obviously the battle ends. At the end of the battle, you will either win or lose. This is determined by how much damage is dealt and how much damage is taken from each side. If you lose a battle, then your unit is stunned for 5 seconds. Then each unit can battle again until one of them is completely taken out. In this first mission, we have 1 roaming monster that we can take on. If we defeat the monster, then it will join us, and we can use it on one of our units. The first roaming monster is the Silver Fang. We're able to take it completely out with Yugi's team, and it decides to join our team. I'll be attempting to show every roaming monster throughout this campaign, so this can sort of be used as a guide for this game. Finally, we've come to the end of the first mission, so we're going to move quicker through the rest of the playthrough. When you attack the town or castle that has the leader, you'll get some dialogue from that character. But let's take this guy out. Etos is the first major enemy we have to fight in this game, and he has a pretty weak team other than the Blackland Fire Dragon. We're able to take down his last monster with the Horn Imp on Yugi's team. We earn some gold, and Shyman tells us that it was a splendid first victory. Also, the Blackland Fire Dragon decides to join our team. Woo! 2 new monsters. At the end of each mission, you'll receive some gold and sometimes get items. We got some blue medicine and a monster reborn from completing this mission. Blue medicine heals a little bit of health, and monster reborn revives a monster that has been defeated. The next mission is called Fury of the Empire, but before we get into this one, we add Silverfang to Yugi's team and bring another unit into this mission, and give her the Blackland Fire Dragon. When we start this mission, it's at nighttime, and we need to sneak around to not alert the enemies that were there. Our objective in this mission is to free the city of Ashutun. I think that's how it's said. We also unlock the ability to build equipment in towns. There are a bunch of different ones, but the ones we mainly use are the air and ground cannons that hurt attacking enemies on their way to the city, healing, which we can pay to heal our monsters, and the trader, which we can purchase items from. This mission, we just buy an anti-ground cannon. I'm going to show this officer here and just how many times it takes us to defeat one unit. This is why I'll be jumping around in this game. We get attacked by some roaming monsters in the forest in this mission, which we're able to win by doing more damage than them. 3 monsters decide to join us after this. The Mystic Horseman, Hane, and Man-Eater Bug. We liberate and take down more officers throughout this mission and get some much needed items and gold. There is a trader that has the first buff items, the Legendary Sword, Beast Fangs, and Book of Secret Arts. These all have 500 attack increase, but only for specific types of monsters. Those monsters being warriors, beasts, and dark magic monsters. Finally, we get to the final unit in this mission, Sebekel. He has a bunch of warrior monsters, but really isn't much of a struggle. We take his last monster down with the Horn Imp, 2 missions in a row. He gives us some dialogue telling us that we'll pay for attacking him. Then our good friend Tristan shows up. He decides to join us, and we now have a 4th unit. As we progress, we're going to need a good amount of units because the enemies will have a ton of them. We get some gold and items for completing this mission, red medicine, which restores a monster's HP to full. And then we move on to the next mission. The next mission is called Strategy, but before we get into this one, we build Tristan's team using the newly acquired Mystic Horseman. We also add some legendary swords as well. This mission wants us to trap the enemy in this middle town because we've rigged it with explosives, and it will do massive damage to any unit inside when the explosives go off. We start taking out some units, then Yugi runs into the Winged Dragon Guardian of the Fortress number 1. Yes, that's his full name, which decides to join us on our adventure. The trap goes off, but there isn't anyone in the fortress because we took down all of them before the trap went off. If you wait too long during a mission, the enemy units will start to respawn with half health, and could cause you to lose the mission if you're not careful. We don't have any issues with this and head to take out the leader of this mission. He talks smack like he usually does, and then we have Tristan go into the fight first against Granis. His team isn't that strong, but he likes to heal throughout this fight. The Lava Guard is the most powerful monster on his team. Without much effort, we're able to take him down just using Tristan's team. After completing the mission, we get some gold and move on to the next mission of the game. The next mission is called Battle for Sagant. I think that's how you say it. We added Winged Dragon to Shyman's team. This mission has us taking down the main leader of the island, but when we get there, the towns and fortresses are barricaded with both anti-air and anti-ground cannons. So we'll have to take some damage in order to get into the towns. Or do we? Anyways, this slot machine monster will become one of the most annoying monsters because everyone seems to have one in the future. It's good to use though. We liberate a few towns and our friend Bakura shows up and tells us if we wait, he'll take care of the defenses. So that's exactly what we do, and we wait for him to help us out. Bakura comes through and he causes all of their defenses to blow up, which means we can go capture and take out the rest of the units in the mission. We then send everyone to the leader of the island, which he calls us traitors, and then we go into battle. His name is Kepula, I don't even know how to say his name. And he has a team of warriors, the Battle Ox being his best monster. We got a much needed critical to end this fight using just one of our units to take him down. Once we win the fight, Bakura asks to join us, and of course Yugi tells him that he can. So we've added another member to the team. We get some more gold for completing the mission, and now can move on to the next mission. The next mission is called Turbulent Waters, and Bakura is the owner of one of the best monsters of the game, Asatsu. It's a ninja, and it hits hard and moves fast. This is our first battle on the main island of the map, so we're trying to earn some ground for the resistance to set up base. This map has a bunch of water, which will benefit our enemies because they're using sea creatures. There are 2 roaming monsters in this mission. The first is Octobusur, which we actually lose to the first time and have to restart the mission so we can collect the monster using a different team. The second roaming monster is the Enchanting Mermaid, which was a pretty easy fight. Octobusur is something we'll add to our team later on. Anyways, this mission basically has the same units over and over again, so the battles in this mission are rather pointless. We get to the final battle of the mission, which is against mean old Sekmaton. His team is basically the same as the smaller units, but the Sea Dragon in the middle has a bunch of health. We take it out with Flame Gale to end the battle and secure the victory. After we win, another new member of the team wants to join. If you remember Mako from the anime, he wants to help us now, but he complains about us not letting him make a grand entrance. Then the mission ends, we get some gold, and then move on to the next mission of the game. The next mission is called Badlands. Mako's team is all sea creatures when it starts out, and we add Octobusur to Bakura's team. This mission is sort of a filler mission and almost has no impact on the main story of the game. We're basically just cutting across the area to get somewhere else. We actually use our anti-air cannons for once in this mission. We run into the Summoned Skull during this mission and we actually lose to him. So he decides he doesn't want to join us. Man, that's a bummer. We also run into a Puppet Master that we lose to as well. Twice. I don't know why it spawned twice, but we lost both times. So I didn't get any of the roaming monsters in this mission. Oh well, I guess. Anyways, at the end of the mission, we take on Nightmare. If you remember, Yugi duels him early in the anime and sends him to the Shadow Realm. He has all the monsters he duels with, but he's no match for us, and we take him out with Bakura's unit. He yells about failing Master Scott, which at this point in the game, we have no idea who that is. But we also have the Dark Magician join us for completing this mission. We earn some gold and move on to the next mission of the game. The next mission is called Crucial Battle. We add the Dark Magician to Yugi's team. If you haven't noticed, I don't use Yugi all that often. This mission has us take over the Empire and go after the Emperor. This fight is a bunch of taking down units, but Joey shows up during the middle of the mission. He's like, I'm here to help, and then shows up with a team that isn't very good. We also run into our first roaming monster that we can't do anything with because we need her sister as the party leader. And you don't get it in this campaign. So this game does give you a reason to go back through the campaign after you completed them all. We get to the Emperor Haishin fight, and to be honest, he's a complete pushover. He doesn't have a good team and he's pretty easy to take down. What's important here is what takes place after the battle with him. The first thing that happens is Mai joins the team, so we got 2 new units in this fight. So I think we have all but 2 now. Then we meet this Scott guy that Nightmare was talking about in the previous mission. He is the creator of this program and he pretty much can do whatever he wants. So he comes in, he deletes the Emperor from the game. Then Scott sneaks up on us, causing us to have to retreat from our position. Scott is the true bad guy in this game, and I always love when I can take this dude down. We get our golden items from completing the mission and are able to move on to the next mission. The next mission is called Refugees. This mission only lets us take 4 units into the battle. We have to pick the best group for us. Also, it forces us to take Joey with us. That's pretty unfortunate. The mission starts with a bunch of enemy units surrounding Taya, and we have to protect her, so it's a mad dash in this mission. Taya's team is actually one of the best group of monsters in the whole game. She has a witch that hits hard, an angel that blinds the enemies, and another witch that has a buff to increase the attack of all party members. This team will end up being one of the easiest teams to wipe out multiple units. We also get our first taste of polymerization in this mission. This item allows you to combine 2 or 3 monsters to make an even stronger monster. And at this moment, the best option for me is to run from these battles, because they go back to normal after the fight. Since we have Joey with us, we go and walk around the mountains at the south of the middle town. We run into Baby Dragon, and it will join us. This only happens if you use Joey to find it. The final unit in this mission is called the Rare Hunter. I don't know if this is his real name or what. Anyways, his toughest monster is the worm in the middle. Has a bunch of health and actually hits pretty hard on top of that. We take him down with Tristan's unit, we get some gold for completing the mission, and Taya joins us. Only one more unit to have all the possible units on our team. On to the next mission. The next mission is called Break Free. This mission is taking out a part of the army that needs reinforcements. This mission is super easy because we can have so many strong units now. The only thing we have to worry about is taking too long to finish the mission. We send Mai with her Harpy Lady to get the other Harpy Lady, so we now have 2 of the 3. We also find Sangha of the Thunder in the mountains and defeat it so it joins us. Now our battle with Atensa. He's a big scaredy cat and his team is filled with a bunch of machine type monsters. At the levels they are during this mission, these monsters don't pose much of a threat. So we beat him no problem and that's the end of the mission. We collect our gold and move on to the next mission. The next mission is called Counterattack. But first we add the Harpy Lady to Mai's team, and then add Sangha into our units as well. We even upgrade Joey's team. Counterattack has us on full frontal attack on Scott. We plan on taking him out right there and now. During the mission, the Dark Magician girl shows up and gets a lecture from the Dark Magician. I don't know why they have this student-teacher relationship, but okay, I guess. She decides to join our team. We're finally ready to fight Scott, or so we think. It's all part of his master plan. He uses hypnosis or something to cause our units to get corrupt and start working for him. This cuts down our numbers, and we have to retreat. This ended up being an unexpected outcome to the battle. As with any mission, we get some gold from completing the mission and move on to the next one. The next mission is called Spellcaster. In this mission, we have to save Taya as she's trying to destroy a bunch of things while using magic. During this mission, she casts spells on different forts, so you have to be careful leaving units in forts for too long or keeping them all in the same place. Midway through the mission, Time Wizard shows up and reverses time by 1 full day. I don't know why he needed to do this, but that's what he does before joining our team. After clearing out a bunch of units, we have to fight Taya to snap her out of her hypnosis that she's under. Her team isn't very strong here, so it really isn't that bad of a fight. We take her down with Yugi's team and landed a critical hit to take out the last one of her monsters. She comes out of hypnosis and the Dark Elf joins our army. We get some gold for completing this mission. We now have Taya back on our team and we can use her again. The next mission is called Phantom Blast, and we're going after Joey now. This is stage 1 of 2 missions that involve getting Joey back to our side. This mission has a bunch of fortresses with defenses, both air and ground cannons, to prevent us from moving in on them without taking any damage. This is when Kaiba shows up and tells us he will help us out using the Blue Eyes White Dragons. This is a cool way to introduce him to the campaign because at this point we haven't seen him. Once he attacks, we can go in and take out all of Joey's units. We take out his units and get to Joey to try and knock some sense into him. His team is much better this time around, with the additions of Red Eyes, Black Dragon, and Panther Warrior. But he's no match for Taya's team. I told you she could take down anything with little to no issue once you start leveling her monsters. Once we defeat him, he decides to retreat from the battlefield, which means we're going to have to fight him again. But Red Eyes, Black Dragon decides to join us too. So we got another super strong monster. We finish this mission, get some gold like every mission we complete. On to the next mission. Let's go get Joey. The next mission is called For That Someone Special. And before the mission, Mai asks us to let her knock some sense into Joey this time around. I think it's because she likes him. Ooh, she's got a crush. Yugi agrees and we move into the mission. This mission starts with Joey being somewhat confused but proclaiming that we cannot defeat him. The objective to this mission is to defeat Joey using Mai's team. There are only a few units in this mission, so it goes quickly and we find our way into the final fight with Joey. We start with Mako just to lower his health a bit so Mai can come in and finish the fight off. We finish the fight off with one of the Harpy ladies taking him out. We get some dialogue that finally snaps Joey out, and Mai yells at him, but then is relieved that Joey is back to normal. After that, the Panther Warrior joins us, and we get our normal gold for completing the mission. The next mission is called Scorched, but before we start the mission, we change Joey's team to actually be good, adding Panther Warrior and Red Eyes Black Dragon. Scorch has us going back to try and take out an enemy that wants to burn down our supplies, so we have to stop them. During the battle, we get into a fight with some roaming monsters. In this battle, we face off against Sujin, Fortress Whale, and Aqua Dragon. Once we defeat them all, they all decide to join the team. Fortress Whale is a really good addition to add to any team at this point. It's tanky that does pretty decent damage. After taking out some units, we battle the final unit, the leader known as Strings. He is our good old friend, Mr. Slot Machine. Mai takes the unit out without much issue, and after the fight, we find out that Strings is actually Yami Bakura, and it's him just being evil and has nothing to do with the mind control from Scott. We don't get any items or gold for completing this mission, but we find out we have to go back and protect our other units because Bakura is on his way to destroy them. The next mission is called Betrayed, but before we get into the fight, we add Fortress Well to Tristan's team. This is a much needed tank to add to his hard-hitting team. This mission has us racing to get Jahad? I don't know how you say that. I forgot how this mission actually worked when I started it, and I failed this mission the first time because I didn't send my units directly there. So I had to change around our teams a bit and send units directly to Jahad, so we can defend it from Bakura and his attacking units. The next time around, we have no problem getting there before Bakura, and we end up fighting him with Taya. He doesn't stand a chance now. Once we defeat him, he says he failed this time around and turns back into normal Bakura. We also get our final unit for Yugi's campaign, Esparoba, which I won't even use because I don't see the point since we get him so late in the game. I don't know why they wait this long to give us this last unit, but I guess it happens. He uses a bunch of machine monsters. We finish the mission, get some gold for completing it. The next mission is called A Lost Cause. This is another what I would call filler mission because it doesn't really apply to the story all that much. We have to fight another person that can control the Dark Magician. This is overall a simple mission, but this guy does take out some of my units because he's using magic items that damage my whole team. We're able to take him down with Yugi's team, and then he fades away because Scott deletes him, I guess? We get the Dark Magician number 2 for completing this mission, and some gold. This mission was pretty uneventful. The next mission is called Secret Power, and has a lot of things going on in this one. During this mission, we have to take out some units, and as we walk around to liberate towns and walk through the forest, we unlock a bunch of new monsters. The first one is the Machine King. Then we stumble across the Dragon Piper, which is a pretty weak monster. I also wanted to show in this mission that the one monster in the middle is a polymerization monster, but for some reason this dude just has one without doing anything. It also has the healing ability that will regain health every turn. A cool ability when we have it, but annoying when the enemies do. Next monster to join us is Beta the Magnet Warrior, followed by the Labyrinth Tank, which is another really good monster to have. We face Shaddai for the final fight in this mission, and this guy has a team that is a problem. He can paralyze and poison each one of our monsters, causing us to not be able to attack and to take damage over time. We do end up taking him out and get the last monster in the mission, the Millennium Golem. A lot of monsters to get in this mission. We get gold for completing the mission and even get the Blackluster Ritual that can change specific monsters into something stronger. We don't use it in this playthrough, but can give you a strong monster if you are struggling with the game. The next mission is called Face Off and is a great mission in this game. We have to face our greatest enemy yet, Seto Kaiba. I really like the dialogue between Yugi and Kaiba in this moment, and it feels like an important battle in the game. Kaiba is also very difficult, and if you don't know how to handle him, well, you might struggle. There is one roaming monster in this mission. It's Gaia the Fierce Knight, which is another really strong monster to add to any team at this point. We take him out with Taya, because why wouldn't I send one of my strongest units to take him out? He decides to join our team after we take him down. Now, onto the Kaiba fight. I use my weaker units to wear him down, and if he fuses all of his blue eyes white dragons, then I run from the battle because I can't handle them. Even with my strongest teams, I don't stand a chance. In fitting fashion, I actually took him down using Joey, which is a much needed redemption for him, since he gets destroyed by him in the anime. After the battle, Kaiba tells us that he only fought us because he's trying to save his little brother Mokuba. The mission ends, we get some gold, and move on to the next mission. The next mission is called Banishment, and the objective in this mission is to take down Scott once and for all. He's barricaded himself in the top of the map. We're able to get the last Harpy Lady in this mission, which means we have all 3 of them now. And when you get them all together, they learn a really strong special move. But we don't get to use it in this campaign because we're just not strong enough level with them yet. On to the Scott fight. He doesn't have the strongest team ever, but has that annoying witch that can heal every turn, and the other 2 monsters have red medicine, so it's a bunch of wearing him down. We're able to take him down using the newly acquired Gaia the Fierce Knight, because I told you he's a strong monster to add even late in the game. We tell him that he's done for now, but of course he can't be that easy, and he retreats from the battlefield, and the chase begins. Of course we get our gold for completing the mission, and move on to the next mission. We're close to the end of the game now. The next mission is called the Hallowed Land of Ishtar. This mission has us going to the Holy Land and taking down the Protector of the land. We'll head directly into the final battle of this mission with Odin. He isn't that strong and is just another unit that likes to heal all the time. After fighting him with Joey, we land a clutch critical hit to end the fight. Almost 1,000 damage in one hit. That's good damage for this level of the game. We find Mokuba in a daze, but he's okay, so we helped Kaiba save his life. We also discover a secret door to a new area that we know that Scott escaped into. We end the mission and get our gold and move on to the next mission. The next mission is called Dream World, and this is the second from last mission in the game. We enter this area and it looks completely different from everywhere we have fought so far. This area looks like the inside of a computer program. It's all black and it has like power running through the level. All the towns are now memory slot, whatever. So it's like the inside of a computer. Scott tells us that we can't beat him, and this is still all part of his master plan for us. We're able to get another monster during this mission in Alpha the Magnet Warrior, so we only need 1 more of them to combine them into the strong version of the Magnet Warriors. I wanted to show this fight with the final unit in this mission, because this team was super weak and had no reason to be able to beat the last unit. Mad props to this team though. After we defeat the final team, we find where Scott is hiding and we move to go after him. We end the mission and don't get anything for it. How lame. And then we move on to the last mission of the game. And bad news, which I lost the footage for this mission, so I'm sorry. Basically how this pans out is we end up fighting Obelisk the Tormentor to end that mission. The last mission is called Dark Spirit. I'm sorry I don't have any footage for it. Once we win, the game releases us from its clutches, and then we have to escape the burning building. Then the credits roll for the game. I would still recommend this game because I think it holds up well, and it's a fun game with some strategy elements. That's Yu-Gi-Oh! Falsebound Kingdom. If you want to know what's next, stick around, but if not, thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe, like, and share this video, and we'll see you in the next one.
Play next in the count of 3. So 1, 2, and 3. 255. Let's see what that is. What game? What is that? What is it? What is it? Mario Power Tennis. So Mario Tennis is our next game. That's pretty cool. I'm good with that. I'll play some Mario Tennis. Maybe we'll get Squadrons next time, but we got a good title. So I'll play some Mario Tennis all day.